Welcome everybody, Matthew and Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Back from
the dead
for the Ravaged Star stuff. Sorry, it's been a little long, but January's been a hectic month filled with
crazy
traveling and lots of sickness too.
Yeah, that too.
But we are ready to get back into playtesting Ravaged Star. So
I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to see what the updates are. Matt's done a bunch of whole stuff already, and I just want to dive right in.
Yes, there's actually been a lot of major updates. I'm not going to go over them all right now. You can go to miniwargaming.com/RavageStar to go on our playtesting Discord server. Mm-hmm. You can get all the rules there for free, and if you want to help playtest, there's even people who have set up tabletop simulator stuff for this as well. Or you can just grab proxy models from other games and play them while you're waiting for the official stuff to come on in.
Or you can use your Ravaged Star if you got it from the first campaign.
For the Veil Touch.
For the Veil Touch specifically.
Yeah. For most of the stuff you're going to see here today, you won't have access to those things for actual Ravaged Star models.
Not yet.
Late Pledge Manager is open now, so you can go there and you can buy all the stuff. So we are still on schedule, which is nice to say this early on in the campaign. For everything. The molds are being made, masters are being made. It's looking good. So you can go check that out and do all your add-ons and etc. if you want to help support.
Etc.
Yeah. And of course, if you want to help support playtesting, make sure you leave comments, go in the Discord server, play games.
Leave your 2 cents.
Yeah. I have made tons of changes because of what people have said.
This is amazing, guys. We unlock Matt's brain.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of fun. Playtesting and rules development is definitely something that I enjoy. So I don't even know where to start because it's been so long. So we're just going to kind of jump in and play. I am not going to treat this like learn to play Ravaged Star Battle Report. We're just going to play. So
we're literally experimenting, right?
Yeah. Like you will get through Dave's point of view if you did watch the earlier ones. I haven't told him all the changes that I've made to the core rules yet. So I will explain that on camera.
Which is good, because we get to learn together.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can give you like raw feedback.
Yeah, and it'll just be a few things I'll explain, and then the rest of it we'll explain as we play. So let's just jump into that. So let's take a look at the big changes to the Ravaged Star playtest rules. Dave is now holding a printed version of the version, I think it's 0.5 or 0.4, whatever it is. The reason this one's a big change is because I actually wrote out the rules before they were all just in bullet point, making assumptions that you had to kind of fill in the blanks yourself. Now they're being written more for the final rule book. So it didn't take as many pages as I thought. I thought they would take up a lot of space, but it'll probably be like 10 to 15 pages of a typical rule book size. Maybe a little more once you add pictures and stuff.
This is in addition to the quick start guide of like...
Yeah, we'll have a separate quick start guide for just getting going in the 2-player starter sets.
Like if you want to buy it, open it, play it, quick start guide will get you playing.
Yeah.
But to get more, I should probably...
You stop knocking terrain over?
Yeah, there's like, you get more like into the game after your first time playing it, then this is what this would be for?
Yeah. So that's the major change, is that I've actually written everything out so it's more clear. But there are a couple things like... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I like this because it's like units. A unit is a grouping of models. Like that terminology.
You have to define
things as simple as that, because otherwise, you use unit, group, faction. Like, what does it all mean? It all has to be defined.
Yeah. Up until now, I had kind of assumed that most people playtesting would know what those words meant, but knowing that I have to write this for a brand new player, I have to explain what a D10 is. Mm-hmm. I have to explain.
I'm reading it right now. Dice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Explain that the dice are never modified or re-rolled.
Yes.
So that's
no
re-rolls. Re-rolls can work.
That's my objective opinion, not emotionally driven.
Re-rolls are fine in smaller games. Anyways, I want to get to the game.
Okay.
So the big thing I want to talk about is I've temporarily removed the rule that says if we draw a boost token, that then the other player must be the next one to go.
Okay, so that's gone.
Yeah, it's temporarily gone. And that's because I'm going to be testing out some new activation mechanics, but we're not doing that today.
Okay. But for this game, we're still going to take it out.
Yeah, we're still going to use. Yeah, we're not going to use that, and we won't really need it as much for this game, anyways, because we only have 6 units each.
Yeah.
So if somebody does get lucky enough just to go multiple times, then whatever. It's just part of the game. So deal with it, kind of thing, right? I also changed how large and huge models get to move through units. It was very clunky before. I've now removed it from moving, and there's a new action called bulldoze.
Ooh.
Which makes it much more clear how it interacts with everything. So when we get to that point, we'll actually go over that.
We'll go over
but
that.
But any large or huge model can bulldoze. So the bikes, for example, are counted as a large, so they're allowed to drive through units as well.
So if there's one bike left, still large.
Oh yeah.
Unit type is large.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll be less effective at bulldozing than the big dude.
And then you said huge is the other.
Yeah, large and huge.
Okay, so
that's a huge model.
The Apocalypse. What about the Diplomats? Are they huge?
I'm not quite sure what I.
Because that's like in between.
They're kind of in between. It was hard to come up with, and it's been a while since I wrote some of these rules. No, they're large, but
Okay.
they can still bulldoze.
Okay. So large and huge models can, or units, can bulldoze.
That's right.
Okay.
And it's a special double action. It's like a run, and you're allowed to move through things and displace things. You can't use it to charge.
Because you're allowed 2 actions per activation.
That's right, and we'll get to that. I'll explain.
I remember. It's been a couple months. So that's why I'm remembering too. So okay. Yep.
I've also cleaned up a lot of the Universal Special rules, but we'll go over that as we go along. Okay, I don't really want to take much more time. So what we've done, and I'll give it to you because I'm holding the camera. So you've got the activation token bag. So we both have 6 units. I've got 2 support. And in fact, we should just quickly go over what our armies are. So this is from the Mechanical Mayhem starter set, 2-player starter set. So this is exactly what you get in it with all the stretch goals unlocked and everything. So I've got 2 diplomats, which are these awesome walkers. And they're both armed slightly differently. This one's armed to be like anti-armor. This one's armed to be more close combat. I've got a unit of support dudes, so they're anti-armor. Like they fire like EMP type of weapons that disable armored things. I've got a unit of Pathfinders who will get to make a scout move in a second. And they've got like Gatling lasers, so they're good at taking out infantry. I got Colonel Bulberon. He's just a dude with a big gun. Actually, did I get that name right?
Bulberon tracks? No, that's...
No, this isn't Bulberon. This is the CC. This is the Triple C dude. Colonel...
A Carbine.
Carbine, that's what it is. His name was cut off on the sheet.
Colferat Carbine.
Something like that. He's got a big gun that he can use to blast down big stuff. And then we got a unit over here of the Lightning Troopers, so they're good anti-infantry as well, because their weapons arc between units and stuff like that. On your end, Dave, do you care to try to remember what they're called?
All right, so we have 3 squads of executioners.
Yeah, those are heavy melee guys.
We have, and they're 2 wounds each. We have the Apocalypse, which is my tank here. And then we have Death Riders, which is a new unit, never seen before on the tabletop, play tested or otherwise, led by Delia Graves, which is a character, but she's a character sergeant model equivalent.
Well, no, she doesn't go with them. She can go off on her own.
Hold on, is she separate?
Yep. Yeah, she's a commander.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you have 6 units.
Okay, so she's actually leading this army.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, she's your general for the army or warlord or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. That doesn't have any impact on the game.
But she can have a separate unit, though.
She is.
Okay.
Yeah, just like the colonel right here, he's his own unit. Now, because they have the character rule, that just means they gain stealth when they're near a unit of 3 or more, so that you can't shoot them if they're more than 12 inches away.
Yeah.
So she still gets that, even though she's large.
Okay.
I think. But whatever, doesn't matter. I got to remember all the particulars of my rules as
Here,
well.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, so it's a universal special rule called character. So you won't be able to see it there. You'll have to look in the main rules.
But it does say character on her sheet.
Yes, but the character rule, I don't think it specifies unless they're large or huge, but it might. But anyways, so before the game begins, my Pathfinders do have the Scout 6 rule, which means that they can make a 6-inch move. So I'll do that right now. So just a reminder, so I guess this will be a bit of a tutorial. You only move the unit sergeant 6 inches. And then you just move the rest in coherency, which I have changed coherency slightly. You have to be within 3 inches of the unit leader.
And 5 inches vertical.
And 5 inches vertical, but I removed the 1 inch of another model thing.
You did?
Yes. So you could just, so I could do this if I wanted to. But there's not really much tactical advantage to doing that. So I just left it that, do it however you want, as long as you're within 3 inches of the unit leader. Because if I spread out more, I'm more easy to see. And it doesn't help my line of sight, because I check all line of sight from my unit leader. So there's no reason for me to want to expose the rest of my guys. So we both have tokens in the bag that Dave has over there. We have specific to the types of units. So I have a commander token, 2 support tokens, and 3 elites. Dave has a support, 3 core, an elite, and a commander.
Okay. 4 different kinds.
And we both have a boost token.
Just
so
one each.
That's a wild card. You can use it to activate any type of unit that hasn't already been activated, and they get extra special boost abilities, which we'll go over as they get activated. So Dave's going to reach in and grab the first one. This determines who goes first, and I'm green.
You are? All right.
So that's one of my support, so one of my diplomats. Sorry, my bad. This is going to be our elite token. These are ones that we have at the MiniWarGaming Forge. They're not the official tokens, which is a funny thing to say because this is our game. But we have actual official tokens that'll be coming in the box sets.
Yeah.
But
these can be used for anything.
Yeah, and we actually sell these. You can go and buy these at the MiniWarGaming Forge, miniwargamingforge.com, if you want to help play test. It kind of gets you started. And we'll even print them for you, multiple colors and everything. So go check that out. Anyway, so this is actually an elite, so it'll be one of these 3 units. So I'll start with my lightning troopers. Before we get any further, I should explain the scenario. There are 3 objectives on the table. And essentially, you get a point every time you interact with the objective. And so interact is a single action. Whenever I activate a unit, you can take 2 single actions or 1 double action. And you can never take the same action more than once in the same activation. So if I was already next to an objective, I couldn't go interact.
Yeah, 1 per round.
Yeah, so 1 per activation. So, because each unit could do it. So a unit goes up, if they do an interact action, you get a point. And that's it. Whoever has the most points in the end is the wiener. And your control objectives, I think it's when you're within 3 inches, but we'll have to double check the rules of that. And either way, I'm not going to be able to get there. So I'm going to do a run, which is a move and a half. So these guys normally move 6 inches, so I'll be able to move 9. So I just have to move the unit leader. So I had measured up to there, so this is easy peasy. And then the other ones I just place in coherency, so within 3 inches. We're going to put them over here to make them a little harder to see. Although I guess I don't have to worry too much because the ones that I could see them are not ones armed with guns. And then I just put the activation token next to them to remind me that they've been activated. I double checked, we have to be, your unit leader has to be within 3 inches of the center of the objective. And if you're contesting it, if there's more than one, then that's when you add up the number of models in the unit. Pull a token! What do you got?
Ooh, I got an elite.
An elite.
So my bike, get right up there.
So you're going to move your unit leader to 12, because they move 8, so that was a run. And then you just pick up the rest of them and place them in coherency. So remember, line of sight is drawn from the unit leader to any model.
So this is coherency, Matt.
Yes, but it doesn't help you grab the objective, because it's your unit leader that has to be within 3 inches of the center. So
Therefore,
all you do by putting your units further forward is make you closer. These guys have point blank, which means they get more shots when they're close to you.
Okay.
So this is why I'm not worried about coherency, because usually it works against you if you try to do the typical things that would be considered gaming.
Gamey, yeah.
Yeah, because your unit leader is used for pretty much everything. So that's why we don't worry about it. Token!
Ooh, that's you.
Commander.
Okay.
My colonel is going to go. He's going to do a move, single action. And then he's going to do a shoot, single action. And he's going to target the Gentle Persuader, which has 2 firing modes, rapid fire and concentrated shot. So he'll do... Oh, actually, that's a hard choice. These are 5 wounds each. Let's do a...
Whoa, they're 5 wounds each?
Sorry, 4 wounds each. I was looking at the concentrated shot is a 5 damage shot.
Yeah.
They're 4 wounds each, which is still chunky.
Yep.
So I'll do a concentrated shot, single shot at your Death Riders. The range of the weapon is 8 inches, but there are 3 ranges, short, medium, and long. So if you're within the 8 inches, you're in short. If you're within double, you're in medium. And if you're within triple, you're in long. So I'm in medium range of your unit. Furthermore, at least half of your unit is covered by this piece of terrain, which we're going to call heavy cover. And so your unit has heavy cover, which will worsen my accuracy by 1 and improve your defense by 1. Light would just worsen that by 1. Heavy then also adds improving your defense. So I have 1 shot, normally hitting on a 4. We use D10s, 10-sided dice. So 4 plus, but a medium range, we worsen the accuracy by 1, making it a 5 plus. And then we already said heavy cover is another worsen by 1. You'll notice I'm saying worsen by 1 and not -1 to hit.
Yes.
Because we never modify the dice. The dice will always be what they are. It's what you need to hit that gets modified. That's important because there's a lot of special rules on weapons that are like on a 9 plus, it does this as well. Or in an 8 plus, it does this. But you have to remember it's the natural rule. It's what you see on the die that triggers those abilities. So I go from a 4, heavy cover makes it 5, medium range makes it 6. And I think I get something special. Yeah, it's armor piercing on an 8 plus. 2. I just miss. All right, well, that was the shot. Pull. That's me.
That's a support.
Support. My diplomat here is going to activate. I've already measured his 6-inch movement. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to shoot. I've got 2 weapons on him. I've got an armor-piercing cannon and a focused precision laser. And they both have their advantages, so I'll look at them and decide which one to fire at your bikes. So I'm going to fire the focused precision laser. This has sniper, which means I ignore medium and long range bonuses, or penalties, sorry. And when I look, you do not have 2 guys covered by this, so there's no cover penalty. So there's no penalties at all.
Ooh.
I just hit on a 4. On an 8+, it triggers anti-armor and piercing, which gets through your armor a lot better.
So I'm armored 1.
Yeah, it'll ignore the armored 1 if I roll an 8+.
Okay.
I roll a 4, so it's a hit. So this is AP 2. So you're armored 1, so you ignore one of those APs, so it's now AP 1.
My defense is 5, so it would become a 6.
No. Yes. Yes, sorry, I thought you got better for some reason, but you're not in cover.
Right.
So your defense is 6, so you go to a 6 up. It's 50-50 chance, which you fail.
Fail.
It does 5 damage.
And I'm 4, so 1 is...
So 1 dies, and does not carry over. So it just, bam, took 1 out. Pull.
Yes.
Your support. The big dude, but he's not boosting, so that helps me a little bit.
Yeah.
First action is a move.
So he moves 6. So this is all pre-measured, so we're going to do this. And he'll target the only thing he can see, which is your lightning troopers.
That's right. Now they'll have heavy cover, but now you're within 24. This is a very long-range cannon. It's a 12-inch range, which is an unusually long range.
All right, let's see if I can calculate this. So that's medium range, so it's minus, that is, decrease my accuracy by 1. Okay, so I'm 3 to 4+ currently. You are in cover. Are you more than half covered? I would say yes.
Oh yeah, easily.
Right, and so that is heavy cover. Therefore, minus, or it's decreased my accuracy.
You can say -1, like, but it's fine.
Yeah, because I'm doing the calculation now. That's the only thing that matters.
Yes.
Whatever the language is used, it's like that's so ingrained. So it's -1 again. So now I need a 5, and we'll figure out your defense after. So I need a 5 to hit you.
Any special rules on it that trigger on a certain roll? What does it got?
Anti-armor and stun.
So stun is if I get hit, I have to do a leadership check or get shaken.
Yeah. So I have
and
3 attacks.
anti-armor won't matter here because I don't have the armor.
You don't have armor. Yeah. So I have 3 dice, 3 attacks. Looks like I need 5 pluses.
Yeah. So this weapon is designed to kill big things.
Okay. I'll go.
All 3 hit.
All
okay,
3 hit.
I'd say that, and then all 3 of them hit because this thing is AP 5.
AP 5.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, this is definitely overkill for firing at these guys, but that is a rather large model. So their defense is 6+, improved to 5+ thanks to the heavy cover.
Yep.
But then AP 5, so
Then
it brings it to 10. Now, even if you brought it to an 11, I could still roll because 10s always pass.
That's right. Yep.
Look at that, they failed.
Okay.
I know that they're damage high.
But it doesn't spill over, so 3 die.
Yeah, so 3 of them die.
But over half are killed, therefore it triggers.
We've gotten rid of that.
So that's no longer a thing?
That's no longer a thing.
So it
Because it was a clunky rule, and I don't like clunky rules. But the weapon does have stun.
It does.
Is it stun 0?
Stun 0.
Okay, so which means I do a leadership check with a modifier of 0. So if it's stun 2, I'd worsen by 2, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Their leadership is a 5+. I think it's a 6+, but I'll roll and
It's a pass.
it's a pass. It says it's a 10, so it automatically passes. So they are not shaken. But still, you just blam to 3 of them.
And just to be clear, getting a high roll on a leadership check is what you want.
Everything you want to roll high.
Okay.
Everything's a 5+, 6+, 8+, 10+, whatever it happens.
Higher you
to
roll,
be.
the better.
Yes. Next up is my boost token. So I can activate any unit that has not been activated, and they typically have 2 special actions or boost things that basically buff what they can do. I'm going to activate my Pathfinders. They're one of the few that don't have a choice. They only have 1 boost, which is that they can focus as a free action. So focus is improve your accuracy by 1. So it's like an aim. We call it focus because you can also use it in close combat, so aim didn't quite work for that. So we're going to move and then fire at your bikes. So we're going to move the unit leader. We don't worry about other models while we're moving him. And then the rest of them, honestly, as long as they're in coherency, it doesn't matter either, because he's the one that checks line of sight, and the rest of them are just wound tokens. Sorry,
Pretty
guys.
much. They're good-looking wound tokens.
They are good-looking wound tokens. All right, so now we're going to fire. So the Pathfinder's Gatling guns have a rule called point blank, which means if they're in short range, they get more shots. If they're at point blank 1, so they get 1 more shot each, so it's 5 more shots. They also have reaping 7+2, which means any 7s or higher they roll count as 2 hits instead of 1.
Wow.
So normally they're 2 shots each, so they become 3 shots. So there's 15 shots coming your way. Normally they have to hit on 5s, but because they get to focus for free, it improves it to a 4. So I needed 4s to hit, 7s count as 2 hits. Okay, so we got this many hits, but we got 4 of them that are 7 or higher. So basically I get to add those back in. So we've got a total of 16 hits of AP1. So you're a 5-up defense?
Yes, sir.
It's AP1, but you're armored 1, which means it ignores that AP. So it's 5 pluses. Ooh. They're only 1 damage each.
Okay, so we just look up these.
1, 2, 3.
So 3 damage each, right?
No, they're 4 wounds each.
They're 4. Okay, so
that's 1 dead.
1, 2.
There was just 1 more.
3.
So I almost killed 2.
Yeah.
So 1 dies, the other one goes down to 1 wound. You know what? As I'm thinking about it, I do think I want to bring back the rule that when you're brought below half for the first time, you do have to make a leadership check. Now that's not going to affect them because they're not yet below half.
Yeah, you
started with 4. Sorry, we have a new wording for that. It's called depleted. So when you're depleted, which is typically below your half your starting set, but that depends.
Why?
It was easier to write rules around it. Once again, by defining the word, I could use that word without having to write a paragraph to explain it every time. So I just liked the word depleted. So I will do another leadership check on these guys because they would have been owed. You would have been owed 2, 1 for the stun and 1 for the depleted.
Oh, interesting.
And they passed.
They passed.
Draw. What'd you get?
Yes. Commander.
I should point out that while these guys have the boost token on them, they are immune to being shaken. Delia is just going to do a run. You can pass through your own models as long as they are not large or huge. And?
Troop.
It's one of your core.
On my core.
So your executioners.
So I'll run this unit of core executioners close to this objective.
So they have the swift rule, which allows them to double their movement when they run and charge.
All right, what else you got?
That would be my other support. He wants to be closer than this, but he's going to come out and fire his Hellfire Cannon at your executioners out front. Normally 4s to hit, but you're medium range, so it's 5s. On 8s, they do reaping, so they do more hits. So we got 2 misses, but 2 reaping, so those are right back in there. So 5 hits in total. AP2, 1 damage.
So defense 5, so that means I need 7s.
That's right. You fail only 2, 1 damage each.
So 1 goes.
Yeah, they're 2 wounds each, so he dies.
Another one of your elites?
Yes. Well, that'll be my last unit of the support dudes. So we're going to activate them and probably do a run. We're going to do a run. I forgot the rules that I gave these guys. And so they'd actually want to be right in the middle of everything. So they have a rule called their repulsor field, which does 2 things. So from the unit leader, anything within 8 inches actually improves their defense by 1. And the enemies treat open ground within 8 inches as difficult terrain, which is -2 to your move.
Ooh.
That's all of my guys. I do have 1 more token in there, but when you pull it, we'll just stick it to the side.
Yeah, that's an elite.
She did it. All right, so stick it to the side.
So
what do you got?
Core.
Yeah, I think you only have the 2 core left in there.
And I have a boost.
Oh, you haven't done a boost yet.
So here's they're both the same units.
Yeah, but don't pull yet.
Okay, I'm not going to pull it. I won't pull it. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of blocked yourself in there with your tank.
A little bit.
You can't pass through huge models.
That's okay. That's okay. They're going to...
That's fine. Okay. They're ready. They're walking alongside the tank and getting protection from it. A draw token. It's either going to be a boost or a core. I don't know if it'll matter too much. What'd you get?
Core.
All right, so you didn't get to draw your boost token this time.
No, they got to. Therefore, they're swift, and so they can go 12 inches, and they will.
Yeah, go up and grab that objective, right?
Yeah, so they're actually going to grab this objective. But that's 2 actions, so they can't actually hold it or count.
They can't get any points.
They can't score it this round.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hard choice. Next round, do you charge or do you get points?
Oh, I'm charging.
Yeah, of course. I knew that was the answer, obviously. Now that everybody's activated, the round is over. So we pull all our tokens back. We would remove any tokens that would be from dead units. And then we stick them all back in the bag. Now, if one of us was losing, then that person would get to put an extra boost token in there. But right now the score is 0-0.
Yeah, tied.
Round 2. First pull is a boost for the Veil Touched.
Okay.
So boosts actually provide lots of choices.
It did.
For the most part, you draw a token, you're like, oh, this is the type of unit I got to do. But now it's like, whatever you want to do, plus you have to choose one of their 2 buffs.
Okay.
So what are you going to settle on?
So with the Apocalypse, I can either give him Sniper, which ignores the penalties for shooting at range, which if I want to target your Diplomat there, which I do, that's medium range, it wouldn't be a -1 to that, right?
Yeah, and you could even focus and improve your accuracy by 1 and be hitting on 3s or 2s or
It would
whatever
be on
it is.
2s at that point.
Yeah.
2s with the Twin Judgment cannon feels like, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, you also got all sorts of other units that could boost.
Nah.
But you're tempted with the big dude.
It's just I want to see what it does, right? I want to see if it can.
Okay.
Right? So let's see if it can do this.
So you're going to focus and fire?
Yeah. And if I get 1s, I deserve to miss.
Yeah. So 3 to, hold on, if you roll, what is it for the anti-armor? Is it 7+ or 8+?
It's 7+ for anti-armor.
Yeah. So
and he gets stunned too, I guess. I don't know.
That helps, that'll help.
Yeah.
So 2s to hit, 7s are even better. So you got 1 anti-armor and 2 other hits.
Yes.
So the 2 regular ones, the not anti-armor one, my defense is a 5+, and it's AP 5, but I'm armored 2, so that AP 5 becomes AP 3. So I ignore 2 levels of your AP. So I need 8s to defend against those ones. Oh! Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh.
And it's not modified either, so we know they're good rolls.
Yeah, they're good rolls. Okay, the last one, however, is anti-armor, which ignores my armored keyword, which means I take the full AP 5, so my 5 defense becomes a 10. So I already rolled an 8 and a 9. Now it's time for a 7. Okay.
So 5 damage.
5, but he only has, I say only, he has 15 wounds. So if those 3 had gone through, you would have just one-shot him.
There's a good chance of that too.
Yeah. So he's down to 10 wounds. So that was scary, but I survived it. Pull. What you got? Elite. Okay, these guys are already in range. We know this from last round, so we're going to focus and fire at your Death Riders. So we're normally 5s to hit. Focusing brings it to 4s. 15 shots because I'm in point blank. Any 7s or higher are 2 hits. Holy cow, Dave. I missed once. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra hits.
Huh.
All right, your defense 5, armored 1, so you ignore my AP 1. So this is 20 of the 21.
Okay.
That might be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all dead.
Yeah, so that finishes that off, and then we just need another 4, right? So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, we're good.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah.
Serves you right for coming right out front.
Hey, yeah, you're right. Ooh,
What'd you
core.
get? Core. Oh, core. These are also core.
The core.
So they could
Hold on.
charge.
Is it 1 action to charge?
No, it's a double action charge.
Why?
Yeah. You get a free.
I want to get a point and then charge
get a free close combat action afterwards, but it is a double action to charge. Yeah, of course you are, because you got to still do it. Because if I'm dead, then I can't take objectives, right?
And how much distance do you go when you charge again?
A move and a half.
Okay, well, that's well within.
Just look at your champion. Oh, actually, you're swift, so you actually double your move
So
when
it
you
doesn't
charge.
matter. Yeah.
So basically, the unit leader moves, gets some base contact. The rest of them have to try to get in base contact and stay in coherency.
Which is how far away from the dude?
3 inches.
Oh, yeah,
so
they're good.
you can stick another one back here because that would be in base contact too. It's really just get them all in there, and then everybody gets to fight.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where they are.
So 10 attacks. I'm hitting on 5s. 9 are reaping and crushing.
So extra hits and extra.
1,
Whoa.
2.
Yeah, but
like.
that's a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So we got 4 that are crushing and 3 that are not. So 6+ defense, AP 1, so I need 7s. These are the crushing ones, so they're 2 damage each. Dead guy, dead guy, dead guy. I only had 2, so they're dead. You got them.
They did. Cool. Another core.
So that'll be the one blocked by your tank, or this one.
I should have moved.
So they're going to charge up here, so the unit leader got there, and then the rest of them are just brought and placed in base contact, but not in engagement range of any other units. So now they can attack.
So they have 8 attacks this time. Hitting on 5s.
And 9s are
So there's
the
1,
good.
2. So those are reaping.
And crushing. So 4 crushing and 3 regular. So here's the 4 crushing, so they're 2 damage each. I ignore your AP because of my armored. So 5+. Oh, that's 4 damage.
Wow.
Almost as much as the judgment.
Uh-huh.
And these ones are 1 damage each, still 5+. 1 more. They just did as much damage as your apocalypse. This actually degrades him, so because he's below half strength.
Ooh.
Or sorry, because he's. Oh, I got to change the wording on all that now. I just realized. Because he has a special rule called degrades, which is once he's degraded. So this is why I have to change the name of the rule.
Was that like, what was the other word that you used? It was like,
below half strength.
So we're changing it back to that.
Yeah, we're going to. Well, I'll figure it out. Okay. All I know is that because he is below half his starting wounds, he now has his defense worsened and his leadership worsened and his accuracy worsened.
Does he?
Looks like I already solved this. I've been using the wrong words. He's depleted because he's at less than half his starting wounds. So right away we've got, which is -2 to his movement, worsens his defense and accuracies by 2 as well. So his defense is now 7+ because his armor's all broken open. So it should be easier to kill now. I do have to do a leadership check to see if he gets shaken because you brought him below half his starting wounds. And 6 is a pass because you don't have fear, right?
I don't.
No, because it's the ones with
fear 6 inches.
That's the ones with
it's the banner.
Harbinger.
Yeah,
so the banner would have actually worked against him, but not this time. Draw!
Elite! They're dead.
They're dead. Put it aside. Draw again.
Core again. Back.
They're stuck. You might want to start running around.
I'm just going to have to run around. It's going to be a waste because next round I'll move up. So it's like, and then I'll be farther away from where I want to be.
So maybe just stay.
I might as well stay again.
You blocked yourself in with your tank.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why that's funny.
That's good.
And what do we get? Oh, a boost. We're going to boost our support specialist. They have a couple of choices. They could redeploy, which means I just lift them up and stick them somewhere on the table more than 8 inches from enemies. So that's kind of fun because they just use their static fields as a teleportation device.
That is fun.
It is fun. And it's a...
Are you doing that?
I think so. Their other one is I could do their static field weapon, which like hits everything nearby. But once again, there's only one thing nearby.
Oh, move them.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to redeploy. So we're going to redeploy over to here. So just outside of 8 inches of that tank. Now, if I was tactical, I would use my second action to get a point. But I want to shoot stuff.
I know, it's just really hard to get points here, Matt. I just want to kill stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first wrote the scenario, when we playtested it before, I thought people are just going to get way too many points. But then when we played, everybody's like, I don't want to get points. And so it was always a hard choice, which is good because it gives players what they want, a choice. Do you want to kill stuff or do you want to win a game? So now we're going to fire at the tank. Okay, the rules writer decided that these weapons are short, which is a keyword that if they have that, they can only fire them at short range.
Who's the rules writer?
I don't know, all right? Let's talk about that after.
Okay.
I'm like, I wanted to fire, but they can't. But these things are really good against vehicles. So instead, I'll use my second action to get a point.
To get a point. I love how disappointed you are.
I know. I'm like, I get a point. So I'm winning now, 1-0. Draw. What do you got?
Commander. She's alive still.
Delia. So she can go up and get some points.
Nah.
Or she can...
Actually, she can come in here and, like, charge you probably.
Maybe. Is she within 12 inches?
She is.
Yes.
Within.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Why did I put my guy that... See, I could have placed these two guys way over here, but I wasn't thinking because I thought I was going to shoot.
See, now I think this is tactical because, you know... now, here's the thing. That was basically 12, right?
Yeah.
So she can only go there.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she has to move there. So right away, we can resolve the fact that she has heavy impact 2. Mm-hmm. So heavy impact is, or impact or heavy impact or crushing impact is that you choose a unit after you've charged or bulldozed and you do those automatic hits against them.
2 automatic hits.
Yeah, so you're heavy impact 2, so you do 2 hits. Mm-hmm. Heavy impact means it's damage to AP 2. So I believe I'll double check. I'm a 6-up defense, so 8+. Hey, I made both of them.
Okay.
Hurrah for me.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you have a lance, which gets improved on the charge.
Yes, so it improves by attacks by 2, +1 damage and +2 AP. It's already AP 2. So now it's, 5 attacks, 3 damage, and 4 AP.
Yeah, the damage part doesn't matter too much just because I'm only 2 wounds, but
yeah,
the AP will be nice in the extra attacks.
Okay, so that's 4s to hit.
4s to hit.
That's all hits.
All hits, and it doesn't have any other special rules. No. So I need 10s.
All right.
Nope.
Oh.
That's 5 dead.
Oh.
She just wiped out all 5.
Wow.
Because I made a blunder, because I could have placed them not within her charge range. But, you know,
yes.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes, right?
Pull!
That was good, Matt. I really... Okay, here we go.
You're welcome.
Elite.
I don't have any more elites, Dave.
All right.
Pull again.
Okay.
You killed my elites.
Yes, I will pull very quickly because you want me to do it right now. And here you go.
Commander.
Commander.
So we'll activate our colonel. He's going to charge You can pass through your own models that are not large or huge. And then he will swing his Forge Axe. So I got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. 8 pluses count as 2 hits thanks to Reaping. So miss, but we got an 8 plus. We got 4 hits. It's AP 2, but you're armored 1, so it becomes AP 1. So what do you need, 6s?
I need 6s.
Okay. 2 damage each. Oh, only one of them.
Down to 6.
I was hoping, because he has fear, which is -2 to, or sorry, worsen your leadership by 2.
Not afraid.
But you're not afraid. Pull! What'd you get?
Elite. You don't have
I don't have any more elites. Yeah, thanks.
Pull! Oh, support. No, I already went because he boosted.
He was boosted, that's right.
Yeah.
Got excited that you get to go twice.
Oh.
My support. All right, time to show off Bulldoze, Dave.
Let's do it.
So Bulldoze is a double action available only to large and huge models. So they can do it regardless of whether they're engaged in combat or not. It works very much like a run, except you can't usually run when you're already in combat. But he has degrade and he's depleted, so his movement has gone from 6 to 4, which means when he runs or bulldozes, he only goes 6 inches. But he's allowed to pass through models. So let's do that. So he's going to bulldoze forward, boom, right through. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to knock him over. So, and it displaces, they are bulldozed. If he ends close to models, you actually have to move him aside, so he can displace models by doing this. He didn't need to in this case because where he ended is outside of engagement range. Then he gets to choose one unit that he displaced or bulldozed, so he'll choose this, and they suffer the impact that any impact rules that he has. And I believe he has heavy impact 2, I'll double check. He does, heavy impact 2, so you take 2 automatic hits at damage 2, AP 2.
So I need 7s.
Yes. Oh, he kills one of them. Not enough for a check, though, because you're still not yet depleted, which is too bad, because it would have been cool to stun them or to shake them. And you're drawing, that's my other support. Last activation. Oh, he's got good anti-armor weapons, so it feels wasted against these guys. He's coming over there and doing his armor-piercing cannon, which is normally 3 shots, but it's point blank 1, and so he's within short range, so he gets 1 extra shot. So 4 is to hit, 9 pluses are piercing, which does extra AP. So we got 3 hits, no AP, but they're 3 damage each.
Okay, I need
5s then?
5s!
Oh, look at you spiking your rolls. They were 3 damage each.
They were.
I want to back up a little bit. I forgot one rule. When you activate a unit that is depleted, in other words, they have suffered more than half their wounds or lost more than half their guys, they do have to do a leadership check. So he would have actually been shaken from all of that, which would stop him from doing a double action, because when you're shaken, you can only do a single action. So he would have been forced to stay there and punch you. So I'm not quite sure how to resolve that, so I'll just back up and do it. Maybe I'll kill a guy anyways, because I'll just stay there and punch you. So there was one more guy. So I'm going to put a shaken token next to him to show that he's shaken. So his weapon is called Diplomatic Immunity. Normally hits on 4s, but because he is degraded, he's down to 6s to hit. So we got 2 hits, and 9 pluses are piercing and crushing. So this might actually work better than what happened. And so you have 2 hits at AP 4, 4 damage. 9 plus. Oh, you made both of them. Put your model back, Dave. Put your model back. How did you make both of them?
I don't know.
How did you make all these saves?
I don't know what's going on.
How are we supposed to play test if you spike dice?
Hey, I make mistakes to make up for it.
Okay, now it's the end of the round. So now we put the tokens back in. Except the shaken, he remains shaken. So we're just putting all the tokens back in, only ones of units that are alive, plus 1 boost token each. Now David's technically losing, 1-0. So he gets...
I feel like I'm losing.
A bonus boost token. You feel like you're losing? You're doing fine. You've lost some models, but I think it's going well.
Oh, I'm losing.
You're losing, yeah. First pull of round 3.
Oh, I got my support.
Get it out of the way of the other guys, right? Finally. Oh, and you want to shoot. You want to focus and fire. You should focus and fire.
Yeah, and trap my guys.
Trap your guys.
Well, I haven't needed them so far.
What's he going to do? Move and fire?
Yeah, he's going to move fire.
Just make sure you leave some space for you guys to get through.
They don't need space.
They can stay back there. And he's going to fire over here.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, he'll fire as a diplomat.
Yeah, you're still outside of 12, so still medium range. You change your mind?
Yeah, he's going to go, wait.
Okay, so when you fire into combat, there's 2 negatives for that. You worsen your accuracy by 2.
Okay.
And if you roll any ones, I get to choose which unit is hit within that combat, which obviously I would choose your own.
All right.
So what's your accuracy normally?
It's normally 3.
And you're at medium range.
Yes.
So it's 4.
4.
And then you're shooting into combat, so it's 6.
6. Okay.
Show me a 1, Dave. Show me a 1.
All right.
No ones.
No ones.
You got 2 hits, though.
2 hits.
Does a 7 do anything?
Yes. Anti-armor 7+.
Okay, so that ignores my armored keyword. Well, I'll do the not anti-armor one first, just to build the tension.
All right.
So you're AP 5, but I'm armor 2, so it becomes AP 3.
Yep.
So I need an 8+. The other one I'm going to need a 10. 8+ on this one. And it does 5 damage, by the way, which is how much I have left. All right, it didn't matter. So he dies. Okay. Now he has a special rule called explodes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it explodes 3 inches, which just the 3 inches is obviously how big it explodes. So the way explodes works is I grab a number of dice equal to his starting wounds. 15.
Whoa.
Every 9+, it does a hit to every unit, friendly or enemy, within 3 inches. So there's only the 1.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2, only 2. So they get hit twice. Now because he's large, it's damage 1, AP 2. So 7 pluses?
7 pluses.
Ah, you made one of them. So one guy takes 1 wound. No, that's 2
Oh,
wounds.
yeah. I need a dice.
All right, and he dies. Worth it, right?
Yes. Okay.
What do we got?
We got support.
Okay, I still have one of those. We're going to activate my other diplomat. He's going to focus and fire with his anti-armor, his armor-piercing cannon. So 4 shots at this range. Normally hit on 4, so hitting on 3s. So we got a miss, and then 9 pluses are AP 3. So 2 of them at AP nothing, 1 of them at AP 3. These are all 3 damage each. So AP nothing is 5+, which you pass. AP 3, 8+, which you fail.
Yes.
So we kill 1 guy. 1 guy. There you go. Give me a boost, Dave.
All right.
No!
Oh, sorry. I got
It's a core.
Yeah, that one.
So you're going to charge.
Charge!
And then you just place the rest in base contact within 3 inches. I'm in trouble. I think I'm about to die.
So I got 8 attacks here, hitting on 5s. Reaping is...
Sorry, 9s are reaping.
9s are
That
reaping.
was a really bad roll.
Yeah, that wasn't that great.
2 hits. So there was 1 more in there. That was cocked. So we had one that was reaping and crushing.
Yeah.
So we'll do that one first. So it's...
9-2.
AP 1, so 6s. Double 10.
You're good.
And then the other ones are just regular 1 damage.
Yeah.
And I passed both of those too. Just tanked it.
Okay.
What do we got?
We got another core.
Ugh, stop it.
You know what? We should do this one. Well, you already went, yes?
Yes,
So I can actually go back there and get a point?
you should. Because you got to win the game still, right?
probably I don't...
We're in round 3. There's only 5 rounds.
And it's 1 action to do that?
Yes. They can't do it yet because they're so far back.
Yeah, but they could run. And next round they could. And then I could do something different with them.
All right, do that then.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I don't want to. I really don't want to.
Now, Dave, you do have 2 boost tokens in there. You should be drawing boost tokens.
I'm not.
Okay.
Here you go.
Boost for me.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't going to be that useful, but I'm going to use it as a wild card and just activate the Colonel. The boost won't do anything. His boost abilities are all about shooting. But it gives me a chance to try to kill your commander before she goes. So I will focus and attack. Oh, no, okay. So here's a fun thing. You can't do the same action more than once, right?
Right.
So I could do a close combat attack, and if I kill her, I still have another action, and I could shoot.
Ah, okay.
But she's got 6 wounds left.
She does.
I've got 4 attacks that are 2 damage each. They are reaping.
Yeah, you can do it.
They're AP 2 damage.
You could spike it.
Yeah, but you're armored 1, so you're getting 6 up saves against these. So you're saving half of them. So the math
I love
tells
how
me-
you math it out.
I know.
You're mathing it out.
But focus just lets me hit slightly better. So I'm going to take a chance here and not focus.
Yeah.
Because I kind of need a Hail Mary to get back in this game. And so if he gets lucky and kills her, and then he opens up his rapid fire and kills most of these,
That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Or even considers firing backwards and gets lucky and kills them, and then they're free to fire somewhere else.
He needs redemption, man.
Yeah, I do. So I'm just going to not focus, and I'm not going to roll any 2s, because those would hit if I had focus. So we're hitting on 3s. 8 pluses count as 2 hits. No 2s will be rolled.
Let me grab a shield.
Theoretically, I won't want 1s either. No! Son of a gun! But But it's okay, because the 8 counts as 2. So we're up to 4 hits, all at AP 2, which you ignore 1 of.
You're still good. You're still
So you got 4 6-up saves. If you fail 3 of them, I kill her and I can still fire.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah,
Go.
Yeah.
You failed none of them. What do you? That's the opposite of what I was trying to do. All right, I will now focus.
Okay.
And it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
But I technically can still do it.
Expected.
Yeah, but it doesn't back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter.
One more. Right?
It would. I would have done 2 more damage. Oh, what a disappointment. What did? Well, it's just. Phil touched OP.
I did talk to the rules writer.
Oh, I will. I don't have one.
this
Put it
okay,
aside.
all right.
Put it aside. And your other core. No, they
Well,
went.
that's my core. No, they didn't go yet.
Well, you have a token next to them. Oh, because then you change your mind
Yes.
and you had them go. So they can go.
They have to go.
Are they going to go for an objective or
Heck
charge?
no. I'm going to charge you.
Okay. We already know they can get there.
But wait, hold on. How many rounds is this game?
5. We're in round 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be like softened up, I think.
Yeah. Well, if you kill me, then you just spend the last 2 rounds doing objective stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah. I'm not totally messing you up here and working against you.
I also want to see what they do, right?
Well,
Oh, actually, now you guys they're tied up and they're not that great in combat, so they're
no,
fine.
you're fine.
So I do need to attack.
I'm in trouble at this point.
8 attacks, hitting on 5s here, and looking for 9s as well, because we got 1, 2 reaping and crushing.
Oh golly! So they take out the 1 miss, and you got 4 crushing.
Yeah.
And 5 regular. So the 4 crushing, 2 damage each. I get a 5-up save. So that's 4 damage, and then these are 5-up save, 1 damage each. And I failed 3 of them. Jeez. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Not half my wounds, thankfully.
Right.
Yeah, 1 shy of being depleted. It's down to 8. Draw.
Oh, Delia.
Delia, but you didn't get your boost. Did you get either of your boosts?
No.
You didn't draw any, and you had an extra. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he has gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
So somehow you had 2 boosts in there, and you failed to draw either of them.
Yeah.
That's how the game works. Her lance isn't quite as good when she doesn't charge.
So she has 3 attacks, and it's 4 plus accuracy, so I miss them all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stalemate, man.
Technically, you probably would have chosen to focus.
Even still, I would have failed.
Yeah.
It's only
we
plus
need
1.
3s.
Yeah, I needed 4s.
Okay. Maybe I'm not dead yet. There's really only one thing left, which is my elites. Yeah, this is really the last thing. So they're kind of stuck. So we're going to just have to do... We can't fire while we're in combat, so we're just going to use our gun butts. We'll focus first. And so where's my leader? It's him over here. So he has to come into base contact, and then I re-coherent, and we fight. So they hit on 6s, so 5s, because I focused. 1 damage, no AP. And no special rules. So miss. We got 5 hits. 5 ups. You couldn't give me 1?
Wow.
What on earth, Dave? You're throwing off all the stats.
I know. What kind of a playtest game is this?
Everybody's going to go, fail touched OP.
Well, yeah, we'll just link in the description to get some to back them.
Well, that's round 3. I'm still winning, 1-0, because you keep not going for objectives.
Do you feel like you're winning?
The funny thing is, because I grabbed that 1 and then died, you're getting bonus boost tokens.
And I'm not even getting them.
You didn't even pull them.
No, I didn't even pull them.
All right, let's go to round 4. Round 4. You're losing, Dave.
You know
oh
what?
no, we're out of time.
You know, this is Matt. You've done it. You have made it so I'm losing a game and I'm loving it because I feel like I'm winning. So this is a congratulations.
You should be able to get back in the game at this point, though. Go ahead.
All right.
First one.
Oh,
come on.
Boost token.
Actually, that's a hard choice for you.
Is it?
So you're going to boost these guys and give them bloodthirsty,
Yeah, of
which
course.
is if they kill something in close combat, they get a free charge.
Yes.
Now the caveat is that charge gets no bonus movement.
So it would just be 6 inches.
Yeah.
So I
you
can
could
charge
right to
hardly,
here.
and then I can charge there because
If you kill him. If you kill him.
If I mean, yes.
You got to kill him.
Yeah, I'll kill him.
Which is not going to be easy.
So, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Hitting on 5s.
9s are good.
Are
Oh.
reaping. So I got 1,
No,
2.
no, 2. And a 5, 6. So you got 4 crushing and 2 regular.
Yeah.
Do the 4 crushing first. They're all AP 1. I am a 4-up defense, so 5 up. So these are 2 wounds each, though, or 2 damage each. So I do have 8 wounds, though, so I should be able to survive this. That's 3 fails.
Oh my goodness.
I've got 2 wounds left. That's okay. I got a 5-up defense against both of these 1 damage attacks. I'm alive with 1 wound, but I got to do a leadership check because you depleted them. 4+ leadership. Wait, no, it's 6+ because you've got the banner, which is fear.
That's right.
You shuck 'em! You shuck 'em! All right, I'm just going to stick this over here to represent him. He's got 1 wound left.
Worth it.
You don't get your bloodthirsty,
That's
though,
okay.
because he survived.
That's okay.
Ah! The switch dice.
This is the best. Okay, core.
Core.
Yeah.
They already went, so you got
did.
these 2 core.
Let's do these.
All right, just 8 attacks.
Just 8. All
5s to hit.
5s.
Nines are good.
No 9s.
No 9s, so 4 of them. I don't care about your AP because I'm armored, so I'll totally make my 5-up saves. See, I made most of them, but that does bring me to a depleted and degraded status.
Ooh.
So it's a leadership check. You're not within 6 inches, so I don't have to worry about fear. And I am good. Stop it.
Okay, Dahlia.
No, he's supposed to go before her. No. So she's only got 3 attacks.
Only 3.
I can survive this.
Hitting on 4s.
In other words, well, she can focus, make it 3s.
Yeah, she only 1 hits.
Only 1. And there's nothing special about it.
AP2.
AP2, okay. 6 up. Otherwise, I'm dead. 50-50. I'm dead! You got him!
Oh,
You got him!
Poke.
Well, you shouldn't have focused, because then you could shoot. But, you know. Noob mistake. I have one of mine now.
No. No.
You don't get to play.
Over here.
Oh, boy.
8.
Now, it's interesting because I did take out the rule that if you draw a boost, that it doesn't automatically pass to the opposing player.
You did take that out.
Yeah. Now, very situational, but you can see how this has kind of gotten out of hand. But then last round, you never drew a boost. So this is one of those topics of conversation which can get greatly skewed by false perceptions. But I don't know actually what the answer is. Because if people greatly, even if they're false perceptions, if most people prefer it, it should be in the game. Because if it bothers people, then even if technically the rules writer might be right, if it bothers too many people, it makes people like the game less.
You know what I would actually say? If you're doing 1 detachment versus 1 detachment, then you institute the rule. If you have 2 or more, then you don't.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't matter as much when there's lots.
Because if there's less, getting like a whole bunch of units in succession is way more devastating.
It is.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
Maybe it just
What
needs
do
to be
you
in there.
guys
The
think?
reason I didn't like it was because of how it got handled. So when you drew the boost, and you're like, okay, the other person has to go next. And so you drew tokens until you drew one of theirs. And sometimes you'd forget to put the tokens back in. It just felt clunky. And so, but I do have some ideas for the activation system that might solve that anyways.
Yeah.
And that might make this a moot point. But, you know, I want your comments below or in the Discord.
Okay.
So you're attacking, 8 attacks on 5s, 9s are awesome.
1, 2. So we got.
And then how many regulars? Oh, geez. 4 crushing and 6 regulars. Start with the crushing. AP 1, so 7 up. Hey, I made all of them.
Wow.
Jeez. And then 6 regular, 7 up. And so 1, 2.5 die. So not enough to deplete them. 1, 2, and then 1 gets injured. Okay, I survived it. What do you got for me, Dave?
I got core for me.
You boosted your core, so
we
we
got
don't have any more.
Okay, I got a support for me. Oh.
You just gonna fire into combat?
Yeah. I'll focus.
Focus and fire?
And then fire.
So it should be 3s, and then the focusing and medium range will cancel out, but you're firing into combat, so it'll be 5s.
Yes.
Roll 111 for me, will ya?
I will try to.
111 will hit your own guys. No ones.
No.
And
All hits?
They all, yeah.
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 Anti-armor 7?
2 of them are anti-armor.
Yes.
So I have to roll 10s. Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 5 damage.
Yeah, it explodes. Well, explosion. Let's roll lots of 9 pluses. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
All right, it's only this unit, so 4 AP2 hits that are damage 1 each. So you get a 7 up. Will you stop it? So one of them dies.
Because 1 damage each?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 1 dies.
And he's gone. And all I have left are my Pathfinders, so I think we can safely call it here. Because even if you activate the Pathfinders next, which is actually all that's left, and even if I boost them, I'm going to get 6 AP nothing 1 damage attacks, and then it becomes the next round.
So here's the question. Is there any playtesting things that could be discovered by furthering the game?
No, because in round 5, what you should do is he should get a point, and then she should get a point, and then now you're winning.
Matt. I'm not going to get points. You're going to technically win this game.
Okay, I win.
Yes.
We don't have to play that out.
We don't have to play it out. We all know that you're going to win.
Yes.
So
if there was down to like just one guy left, and then maybe I'd just not focus, I'd attack, and then I'd shoot, and it would look cool, even though there would be no chances they all die.
So, okay, so what were the things that were being, what are the conclusions to the point of playtesting in this game?
So balance between these two forces. Now, one game is not going to answer that.
It's also scenario-based too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Although we can remove the scenario from this equation and just look at how easily we could kill each other.
Right.
I think that there was plenty of potential for me to do a lot more damage to you.
Yeah, I spiked the dice a lot.
There was
First
one
rounds.
there was one round in particular where you spiked a lot of defense rolls, and I whiffed a lot of my defense rolls.
Yeah.
Because we saw what happened. Like your huge tank fired at my diplomat and only did 5 damage.
Yeah, that's true. And I even that was a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just weren't able to do anything. And I was able to kill all your bikes without them even doing anything.
That's true.
Because my Pathfinders were so good at that.
Yep.
And so the fact that then, that there might have been that moment where we should have had it so that after you boosted, I went next. Maybe that would have made a difference.
I don't know if it would have, to be fair.
I don't think enough of a difference.
Yeah, not in this game. I don't think.
This is why you have to take the situational stuff and somehow remove that from your mind. Like, I know you spiked the dice. Having said that, I know after having played that I had forgotten a couple changes I needed to make to the diplomats just to buff them slightly, because I didn't write the right boosts for them, because I had them as separate things and then I consolidated rules and I forgot stuff. So when I looked at them, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to be changing a few things here.
Yeah.
For example, they take 2 weapons, but they can't get multi-fire, which means you're always going to want to have a close combat weapon and another weapon, which I don't want that to be the case. I want there to be that option of double weapon. So they need to have, at the very least, they need to have boost multi-fire so they can fire both their weapons. Also, their weapons are underwhelming, except for the Hellfire cannon, which is really good. That's the Gatling cannon. But all the anti-armor ones, they don't really work as enough of a punch to be useful against vehicles.
You're talking about the diplomats and their ranged weaponry against armored units.
Yeah, so not this guy, because he was, this guy, the one that was over here.
Yeah.
He was meant to be more anti-armor. I was finding that his stats didn't really give him that, nor did they give him anything else, though.
Right, so
I just need to buff his weapons a little bit. Not much, just a little bit.
So I like this. So it's like, you're not necessarily playtesting the detachment, it's like the individual units within a detachment that need to be tweaked.
Yeah, because I see their roles, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything that would, except, and there's too many things that happen in one single game to be able to call it a playtest success. Like, you won. Does that mean Veil Touch are too powerful? Well, if I had 50 people playing the same matchup and the Veil Touch won 48 out of 50 times, then we know that they're too good.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to need. Once we start getting these things in place, I'm going to create an app on our website that will allow people to report their games, which detachments they played, and who won. And it can just be as simple as who won, who lost.
Yep.
And then we're able to see, oh, the Veil Touch are winning too much.
There's also terrain. There's also cover.
Yeah, terrain does play into it as well.
Right, like a game with no cover, how does that work? Right?
Oh, then you.
But there's always going to be cover of some sort.
That guy becomes way more powerful when there's no cover.
Yeah, because I can only shoot at one unit at the beginning.
Right.
And I would have targeted the diplomats right away.
Yeah. For example, his weapon, I realize, being AP5 is a little too much. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to bring it down to AP3, but then give him piercing, so that when he rolls those 7 pluses, it goes back up to AP5. And that way, when he's firing at regular infantry, they stand a chance to be able to make their defense rolls. And so it becomes less useful against things that you don't really want to fire a huge cannon at.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. It's like,
because it's useful against everything right now.
Right. Because it's a relic of how the anti-armor used to work, which was, it's just straight up ignored defense if you had the armored keyword.
Yeah.
And now it ignores the armored keyword, which basically makes your AP better. But if your AP was already super high,
then it's redundant.
Then who cares?
Yeah, who cares, yeah.
It helped a little bit.
Overkill.
Yeah, it helped a little bit. So it's just a little retooling of things now that I'm seeing what I'm trying to balance between. And then when it comes to, once we get this balanced, then all of a sudden you plug and play something else in there, and you've got a starting point as to how good that thing is, because you're able to then pit it against stuff that's already been quasi-balanced to each other. So this is where we need other playtesters. Us, we're just going to get anecdotal, evidence.
Yep.
So there'll be little obvious things to me as we're playing. I'm like, oh, right, I should have modified his weapons. Oh, right, I forgot to lower his AP, but then give it back when you roll high. These 5-man squads, were they too good? I actually thought they were perfect. They didn't.
Yes, I thought the 5-man were perfect.
Yeah, they didn't hit
this
too
scenario.
hard, but they hit hard enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if they need crushing and reaping. I might change it to crushing and piercing, because it's just like it's like an all or nothing kind of thing. If you don't roll the 9 pluses, then it's like a whatever.
Yeah.
So it needs to kind of have that balance once again. I don't just mean balance of power, but of fun, of like why you're even rolling the dice.
Right.
So Delia seemed fine. She just got unlucky with her first charge.
Let me see what the bikes actually do. I didn't get
Oh,
a
the
chance
bikes they're all large, so they can bulldoze.
Okay, they got point blank with their Death Rider stubbers.
Which just means they get more shots when they get close. What's their boost? I think I had an interesting boost on there.
Multi-fire Death Rider cannons gain assault.
Which means assault means you can shoot them after you charge for free. So you charge in, shoot them, and then swingers close combat weapons.
Dang.
Yeah. So that's what assault does.
Yeah, that's good. With 2 attacks each, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you actually look at their guns, you'll probably think, why would I ever fire their guns? I'm just going to charge into combat. But then when you realize that they're there so that you can boost them and get assault, and so they can take pot shots at a range, then they become more... But you ran them out front and they got gunned down, so...
So the cannons, right? Because they have cannons and stubbers?
Yes.
So where are the cannons here?
The cannons are on the bike and the stubbers are what they're holding.
Okay.
So it depends how you model them or how they're going to come in the box. Because these are all 3D printed, remember, so we didn't give good instructions to Paul when he put them together. So
okay.
I failed to tell him, oh, these should have these arms.
Gotcha.
So technically every one of them has a sword, they have a gun that they hold or that's strapped to their holster.
Yeah.
And then they have the guns on the bikes themselves.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I was like, wait. But it's cool. It's funny. You know what? It's so indicative. It's the very first time they've ever seen the tabletop, and yeah, of course, they get killed right away.
Right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. So there we
they
go.
ate a lot of wounds, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. They did something.
Those Pathfinders fired 2 full volleys, and they got hit by an anti-armor weapon, and that's what took them all out. So that's a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
So no, I'm happy with that. I'm actually, that to me, you spiking their rolls is the only reason that you won so badly or so well. But there are still like little tweaks that I can see. But it's funny because I wrote the rules for every unit, but before we started doing the balancing, it became every unit was compared to every other unit. So if I'm writing a core rule, for a unit that is core, I look at another unit that's core kind of as a template, so I don't kind of get out of hand. So you'll notice leadership, for example, is pretty much the same across the board if you're core, or if you're elite, or if you're commanders. But then there'll be like slight tweaks to that. But now that we're actually pitting them against each other, that's once again forced me to reconsider some of the stats that I gave things, so that they can function in the proper roles and make for a fun and balanced, as much as you can, game.
Yeah. This is the most fun I've ever had looting. So.
Yeah, right. 1-0. I win 1-0 because Dave refused to do objectives. But I think that little tweaks to the diplomats, slight tweak to the big cannon, so that it's not as useful against small things, and they'll make you want to use as huge flamers that are on the side, by the way.
Yeah. There was no impetus to actually go forward and do that because it was too much of an obvious choice to shoot off the judgment.
Yeah, but if I drop its AP, that damage 5 becomes wasted against damage 2 or 2 wound guys.
Yeah.
And instead you can fire the flamer, which is stun 2, which is likely to make them shaken and do a lot of damage. And then if you boost him, you can give him multi-fire and fire his stubbers and those guns. Mm-hmm. So it gives you a reason to drive him right up. Yeah. Or you can keep him in the back as a sniper, which is probably what people will tend to do because that's what he looks like he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But remember that he can bulldoze. He's got heavy impact 3 and fear. So he's really good at stunning everything around him.
I think it would need to be a really strong reason to move forward because if you move him forward, then he's in danger of being attacked.
Yeah, but he can bulldoze through them after he's been attacked.
But it's not as powerful as, well, I guess you're going to tweak it, right? So we don't.
Well, because the bulldoze is good because what would happen then? So let's say he's surrounded in combat. So then it's his turn. So he just moves through them. 2 things happen. First, they take 3 automatic, 2 damage, 2 AP attacks.
Okay, hold on.
Because it's heavy impact 3. The second thing that happens, and I think I forgot to do this when I did it to you, is they immediately have to take a leadership check or be shaken. And he's got fear, which means they're at a 2 penalty. So most likely, he
Yeah.
just killed 2 or 3 of them
Yeah.
and left them shaken.
And that's just simply by moving.
Yeah. Now that's a bulldoze. It's a double, so
That's a double action?
It's a double action. It's like a run, basically. He's running through them.
Can he fire this into combat if he's engaged in combat?
No.
So then that would be a good thing.
Yeah, so he has to bulldoze out. But that bulldoze is powerful enough.
Yeah. Bulldozing out is an auto yes every time, because what else is there to do?
Well, he has no close combat attacks.
So that would be it.
So you cannot choose to make close combat attacks. So he'd literally just go...
You have to bulldoze.
he could just sit there and do nothing.
He could.
He could pass his turn.
But that wouldn't ever happen.
No, yeah, and if there's multiple units in range for him to bulldoze, he can go through all of them.
Come
he can
on.
only gets to heavy impact one of them, but they all have to take the leadership check or be shaken.
Okay, so as the first one that would take the heavy impact. And then,
It's your choice which one.
really? So
Yeah.
if there's like 3, it'd be like, I want that third one. These
Yes.
ones, whatever leadership test, but then the last one, that's the one I want to actually.
And they all
bulldoze.
count as being in range of his fear aura, even if he's ended up more than 6 inches away from them, because they were in range when he ran them over.
Okay.
And so that's like, now he's only going to be moving 9 inches when he bulldozes. Although I think if he has boost, is one of his boosts swift? What's one of his boosts?
Twin Judgment against snipers and then multi-fire.
Oh, okay, never mind. So he's all about shooting. But still, 9-inch move, he can probably disperse, or he can move through 2, maybe 3 enemy units if he's lucky.
So now,
It gives you a choice, basically, to get up there.
the final model has this at the front.
That doesn't do anything right now.
Okay, so that is
It's just a pretty piece.
that's a later thing.
Maybe.
That's a later.
I'm not sure if we're going to get that granular ever, where it's like, these little upgrades matter. It'll just be how you want to model your model.
Yeah, there's different game modes too that could be developed as
We
well.
could.
Where it's fewer models but more granular.
The problem I have with making the war gear matter is then there will be one option that's the best, and everybody will feel forced to make their vehicles look like that, rather than how they want it to look. So that's kind of my thought on that matter. It's like, well, if that thing out front gives them a better bulldoze, and it's only 10 points, sure, I'll do it every time. But then, like, the next edition comes out, and it's not as good. And you're like, oh, I wish I had put the extra antennas on instead.
Hey, as long as it's still a thing and not just this unit no longer exists.
Right, of course.
Right,
Well,
that would be the worst. If that
who would do
happened,
that?
yeah, it's not like you put a bunch of bikes together and then all of a sudden there's no longer bikes in the army.
Yeah.
So, right,
no,
that's-
I think that for me, it's like
No salt.
those little choices that you're going to make on models that you get to choose all the little bits and bobs, that those shouldn't have an impact on the game, and that way you can make it look the way you want it to look.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Without affecting its effectiveness in the battle.
Yeah.
But I can see why people would disagree. Some people like that granularity. So I'm not saying it's wrong. One day. Okay, anyways. Well, that was fun. Give us your feedback, miniwargaming.com/RavagedStar to join our Discord server. You get all the links to everything in there. All the rules are free and will continue to be. Even though there are rule books that you can buy, we are going to continue to have the basic rules at the very least and scenarios and stuff available for free. So check all that out. Okay?
Yeah, and click on the links below if you want to actually get the game, get the miniatures. It's the late pledge is open, so now is the time to do it. That's the final reminder. I think we mentioned it a couple times. And if you're watching this long, it's just a final reminder to do it. It'd be good. It helps support us. We want this. We want this to be in stores. Every store.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.